Hey, what's up, Travel Chronicles, chapter 93. I wasn't going to make another one this week, but I kind of had a little bit of an epiphany last night with the Tenants. I talked a little bit about the Tenants of Martinsville basketball, but I wanted to go through them again because I don't think I included jump stops in there, because that was the other thing. It was funny because I was listening to WVU versus Kansas, and Fran Fraschilla was talking about jump stops, and I thought it was funny. Not because I think the jump stop is a bad play. I think it has its a time and a place for it, right? And it's a difficult skill to learn. It is, but there's also some stuff that goes along with it that is you have to be careful when you're teaching it, because once you jump stop, you can't pivot. You know, a true jump stop, both feet become the pivot feet when you land. So anytime you lift your pivot foot, you can't return it without releasing the ball. So you can't pivot to it on one foot after that point, because both feet are your pivot feet. You can only jump and shoot it, or jump and pass it. That's it. So it's I thought that was humorous, but that's one of the tenets of Martinsville basketball. So you got starters play until they can, and whoever you pick 1 through 9 or 10 the first day of open gym is how it'll stay, or even when they enter the program in junior high, their position is slotted from that point, and it's impossible to move. So that's one. Two would be save all your timeouts until the last minute. 3, jump stop at every opportunity, even if it's not an opportunity. 4, throw the ball in the post at all costs. Our tallest player is going to score, or even if they're not our tallest player, the post player is the one who's going to take the majority of the shots. We can have 1 or 2 shooters max. That's it. They're allowed to shoot from outside at any given time. Don't encourage players during a varsity game. Don't tell them they did anything good, because then it'll just go to their head and then they'll want to start shooting. So we can't do that. We have to. We can encourage them during reserve games and tell them they do good in reserve games, because that doesn't matter. But during a varsity game, nobody has done anything right ever in the history of Martinsville basketball. I want to say except some reserve coaches don't even give encouragement during the reserve games. Head coach is allowed to, but the reserve coach is not. And then I can't remember. I should write these down. Maybe I'll put them on my blog. The problem is that, right, the start of this whole thing is that the coach in the paper, after that game, said we should play with the intensity like one of the other girls from the other team was playing with. He's like, and if we don't start doing it, some people are going to be on the bench. Well, there's already people on the bench. You're bench players, but you don't ever play them, right? And to say that you're going to put starters on the bench is the most disingenuous thing I've ever heard in my life. And why put it in a paper? Why quote that to a reporter? Because it's not going to happen. We could lose 4 more games straight by 20 points, and we're not going to make a change. We're not. Martins Ferry doesn't have that mentality. I don't know why. Just they don't. Here's the pecking order. That's how it's going to be, and that's how it's going to be for the rest of the season. You know, one year I thought the varsity coach was making moves based on, actual in-game evaluations. But I think it was just, well, this season's lost, so we're going to play younger guys. I don't even think it was, hey, this guy's more talented than that guy, let's let him play. Because it got to a certain point where, all right, we're playing, sophomores, freshmen, a couple of juniors, and we've kind of moved away from the senior class. No senior starters. So we're going to ride with that, and now we're done. Okay, well, maybe one of those juniors isn't as good as a freshman or sophomore. Nope, done. Okay. Come back the next year. Maybe one of the seniors isn't as good as one of the sophomores. Nope, they are. So I know how this is going to be, and I know what this team's going to look like the next 2 years. If everything stays the same. But I would be surprised if there aren't one or two girls that don't come back next year based on how this is going, this year. So that would not surprise me. But I just, why say that in the paper? I think like in the back of his mind is like, the right thing to do is to bench people and to move on. But it's not. It's like that's not what's going to happen. I took a screenshot. So maybe I will make a blog post where I can put down all of the tenants, and then I can go back and add to it, if I want to later. So I may do that. But it just is disingenuous. No, we're not going to run set play. We'll have like one or two set plays, and that's it. And we'll just run those. We'll have one set play. It'll be a log. That's it. Because both the boys and the girls team ran a law play. I was like, oh sweet, we got a set play. It only took us like 6 games to install a play. I'll play. Like I coach upwards basketball, right? Little kids, 3rd, 4th grade, 5th, and 6th grade. We get to practice 1 hour a week. I can install 3 set plays, plus some random inbounds plays. Like I have focused my coaching into that point because that's important enough where I can just, you let them run, but then if you want them to do something or to give somebody a bucket, or you need a bucket from somebody, you can tell them to run a play and give this person the ball. And they're, simple. Like set plays don't have to be something where there's 7 screen sets and 18 passes and 5 cuts and 6 dribble drives. You don't have to do that. It could be 2 passes and a shot. That's a set play. A quick hitter. Or come down and, just have somebody run a little Iverson cut, come across and get open and catch the ball in space. And then let them make a decision what they want to do. They want to shoot it. They want to dribble back in. You want the screener to come back over, set another screen, and go back into the middle. We got a girl that you could run some of those cuts for. No, it would be easy. I'm just thinking about it right now. Like, what do you do? Just start her on the block, have the 2, post players kind of at the foul line, just drag her across. Get her open out of the 3-point line. If she's wide open, pull it. If the girl's, coming to close out, maybe a little pump fake, then drive in. Or have the other girl, then you've got some options for screen action because the other 3 girls are already on the other side of the court. Or out of the way. You can run a baseline screen because there's nobody to help there. And they got to figure it out. Somebody's getting a layup, but that's just that's it. I'm done. Oh, I did want to mention Juju Smith-shuster because he's getting into a lot of trouble, controversy. I guess he's going to visiting teams, and when they're in the stadium, he's dancing on the logo in center field, making a TikTok video, and it's like irritating other players. Mike Tomlin's like, oh no, the social media doesn't play into that. Like, yeah, it does. Like anytime you give any team anything, you know, that's disrespectful, or where you say, well, we should have beat them last time, or they're not that good, or this player's not that good, or they do something inane and dance on a logo because they think they're better than you. You can use that as motivation. And you know, at the professional level, if you've got something that's going to give you a little teeny tiny advantage, you have to take it. You have to take it. And right now they're on a 3-game losing streak, and like, you know, there's a lot of things that aren't going their way. They had that bye week early, which wasn't really a bye week because they practiced a full week thinking they were going to play, and then they didn't play. So then they got to come back the next week and still get ready for another team, so they didn't get a rest. You had 2 defensive players, I think, are done for the season with injury. And things are starting to snowball. You know, Roethlisberger can't throw down the field. You got people dancing in midfield, and then they're getting jacked up. Like, I mean, he got hit and laid out during that game. It was one of them hits too where you go like, ooh, like that, because I did, and my wife was like, why do you make noises when you're watching TV? I said, I can't barely hear you any other time. Okay, she's not a smoker. That's really not her voice. You know, that's what was said. So I just thought that was funny. Like, personally, you know, I came to this conclusion like a long time ago about trash talking. You know, it's cool. You know, you can be good at it, and I could be, you know, really just I can dig in, like, right, and just, you know, be a horrible person and make you feel bad about yourself with trash talk. But I don't want you to try harder. What I've learned is I don't want you to try hard. Like, I don't want to trash talk you to the point where you get angry and mad and want to do your best. I don't want that. I want you to take it easy, right? I don't want your A game or your B game. I want your C game. I want your D game. I want you to relax and just chill, and it's like, oh man, hey, nice shot. Hey, good shot. And I heard something last week on PJF podcast where they were talking about kind of like that mental head game type stuff, and he was talking about asking a guy about his shots, like, oh hey, when you shot that, was that were you pushing up through, or was it more like hand release? Like, how are you getting the spin on the ball, or how are you getting that launch angle? Because then people start thinking about the mechanics of their shot, and when you're thinking about the mechanics of the shot, you're not feeling the shot, and then they're just going to be out of sorts after that, right? Like, you give somebody a compliment during the game and tell them, wow, that was a really great move, back and forth, like, they start feeling pretty good about themselves, and then that killer mentality leaves, and if somebody ain't trying to kill you, then you can kill them. You know what I mean? You've got to find the motivation in yourself, but to go out there and go, oh, I'm going to talk this person down, I'm going to destroy you, you suck, you shouldn't even be out here, you're trash. Okay, that's fine. And somebody's like, no, I'm going to show you, I'm going to make you shut your mouth, right? But if you're out there going like, oh man, that's nice move, oh, good shot, good try, that'll drop for you next time, I'm sure. Oh wow, that was a heck of a move. But nice pass, wow. If you're just, throwing compliments out there and just saying, wow, you're really good. You're really good. That person's just they're gonna back off. They're not gonna go at you as hard as they can. And then even if you get them one time, it's like, I got you once. I got lucky once. All right, good. Cool. Oh, it's just another level. It's like 4-dimensional chess. People are playing checkers, and other people are playing chess. Like the mindless yapper that's telling me how bad I am and how trash I am. That person is checkers, right? And the person that's complimenting guy picking other people up off of the floor, helping them up. It's like I'm taking your energy when I do that. When I pick you up, I take your energy. That ain't you. That ain't me expelling extra energy to help you, because you needed me to get you off the floor. You needed me. I didn't need you. That's the mentality you gotta have. So, alright, that's all I got. So be careful, be COVID free, and have a Merry Christmas.